Okay, welcome back. So now we're going to look at something called redirecting output. So programs on a Linux or Unix type system have three I/O or input-output streams. One of them is standard input, standard output, and standard error. So standard input defaults to your terminal input. That's basically how your program asks you to type in information at runtime. Standard output is when you print things out, and by default that's going to go to your terminal, and you actually have the option of sending it to standard output, which is kind of for normal things, and then standard error if something goes wrong and you want to make a distinction and send it to a slightly different stream. So by default, something like the ls command with -l sends its output to standard output. Now, sometimes it's convenient to redirect that output and, for example, send it to a file. Now, you probably don't want to rewrite the ls command, compile it, etc. So there's some things you can do at the shell here to alter this behavior at runtime. So if instead of sending this to standard output and displaying on my terminal screen here, I can actually redirect that to a file. Something like this. So now the command has run, but I don't see any output. But if I concatenate the file here, I see that the output of this command has been sent to this file. So this is sometimes convenient if you want to save your output, send the results to someone, etc. And this should work with any program. So if I run this little Python program here, this generates a lot of output. And one of the things I could do is use the copy-paste functionality of my terminal, copy it into a file, but that's kind of annoying. And so what I can do is, as before, use this little greater than symbol, and that greater than symbol you can kind of visualize as consuming the output of my program and sending it to a file. And then I can now see that I've created this output.txt file, and now for example, since it's a little bit bigger file, I could use the more command, for example, and start paging through it and find various things that I was looking for, and then still have that file available in the future if I wanted to go back and look at that output.